So I spent a little time this week telling y'all about poison ivy, and here's a spot right here that'll make you go crazy. So I just want to do a short little video to show you some things to look out for. So as you can see, this is just to give you some perspective, right? So this is the driveway that I built, the little road that I built coming down to the cabin at Cottle Creek. And normally I keep this right here cut, but I've been working so much on the cabin, I just haven't tended much to yard work. And so we just have this menagerie of things going on right here, okay? So first, we have a good old-fashioned popcorn tree. They grow and they'll bloom real pretty when they get big, but they are a nuisance. And you probably can't see them from here, and I'm not walking out there, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But all down there under that tree, there's about 10 or 12 or 15 volunteer trees coming up. And if I don't do something, they'll just take over this spot right here. That is, unless the sweet gums beat them out of it. Sweet gums are also a nuisance tree. This little bush, twig, whatever you want to call it right here, is a sweet gum. And if you look out here, there are little sweet gum volunteers coming up all over the place. Kind of looks like a maple leaf. See those? And if you look back this way, they're just everywhere. They're all, most everything that's that lighter color green is a sweet gum volunteer coming up. So them and the popcorn trees will have this war over who gets to claim this spot until my lawnmower, my bush hog comes along, and then we'll knock them all down. Well, there was just so much going on out here, I decided to get out of the truck. I didn't really want to because I was leaving, but there's just so much going on that I thought y'all might be interested in. So first, let's look right here, okay? That's a scuppernong vine. It's a wild fruit. It's a grape kind of fruit if you're unfamiliar with it. Some people call them bullisks. I call them scuppernongs. They're the size of a grape. They're usually kind of a bronze color. Some of them are more of a reddish color. This one, I don't know. It's not very big. It's not very mature. It probably won't ever, it'll be a while if it bears fruit. I do think they have to have a male and a female. Won't hurt you. Fruit's good to eat. I'll show you some when we get some. Here's some Virginia creeper. Now I noticed in the comments, some of y'all said you had some reaction to Virginia creeper. It's not known as a poisonous plant, and I've never had a reaction to it either. 5 leaves, all falling out like that. Here's some beautiful native ferns. Lots of wild ferns down here in this bottom by the cabin. Here's the Alabama rose. It's not really a rose at all. In fact, it does not bloom that I know of. Except the reason we call it the Alabama rose is because when you run that across your leg, all those briars grab hold and it will make you bleed rose red. So you just have this menagerie of stuff going on here. These are sweet gum trees, sweet gum volunteers that are coming up. Forget what this called. It puts a purple berry on. Hannah loves them. She gets mad at me when I cut them down. And just go ahead and apologize in advance for cutting that one down because it's not going to make it. Just a little bit of everything. Briars. Now, wild ferns. See, there's another wild fern right there trying to make an appearance. And then there's this vine right here. That dark green with the red. So I've gotten in that before. I don't know what it's called. I've sent Brenda and Hannah a text. I'll put it in the caption if I figure it out. But it sure does look poisonous. And so I've always tried to stay away from it. I've gotten into it accidentally a few times and not had any sort of a reaction. But that could have just been dumb luck. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, put it in the comments. Here we go. More poison oak. That might be poison sumac. I don't see poison sumac or poison oak near as much. I just know that that's one of them. I would say that's poison oak, but it could be poison sumac. The leaves don't look as oak leafy to me. I know that's poison, not a doubt in my mind. Don't tangle with it, don't touch it. If you do, get you some Outdoor Hands poison ivy scrub and scrub down like there's no tomorrow, because you're gonna need it. Poison oak to me is far worse than poison ivy. I don't know if I've ever been infected with poison sumac, but I've had people tell me it's worse than either one of the other two. All right, so you see right there is some poison ivy, and right there is some poison oak. It's not a very good example of poison oak because it looks kind of puny, but if you look real close, you see it's 3 leaf clusters, and they kind of look like oak leaves. Poison ivy, poison oak. And that means that other stuff on that tree way down there must be poison sumac. And then there's that purple stuff that I have no idea what it is, but I see Hannah plant it every once in a while. It's like a ground cover she likes. And scattered out all throughout here, look right, well, sometimes it's hard for me to get the camera to aim. There's some more right there. 3 leaves, red stem. There's poison ivy and poison oak all out in here. Maybe a little bit of poison sumac. We're gonna go back and look at that tree in just a minute. Okay guys, so I'm back over here at the tree. And I just did a quick Google check. You know, I told you I'm pretty good about identifying poison ivy, because I see it all the time. Poison oak and poison sumac, I get confused because I don't see them very regularly. Now that I've done a little investigation on Google, I'm almost positive this is poison sumac. And I've been told amongst Alabama poisonous plants, it's the worst. Now I've had poison oak, I know for sure, and I've had poison ivy, I know for sure. Poison oak kills me, not literally, but you know what I mean. And I've never had poison sumac, I don't want it. Do y'all see that? That is a humongous wood spider. I've always called them wood spiders. I don't really know what they are. He's laying in wait right there to pounce on whatever comes by. See him twitching his fangs? He might even try to pounce on me. When I tell you he's the size of a golf ball, he's almost as big as a golf ball. That hole is almost as wide as a tennis ball. Give you some reference on how big that is. That might be what a lot of people call a trapdoor spider. I'm not a spider expert, so I don't know. I'm gonna tell you, he's as big as my thumb. His belly there is as big as my thumb. I have no doubt he could eat a lizard. Definitely a cricket or a grasshopper. I wouldn't want to tangle with him. I know that I sound like a broken record, but I'm telling you, if you've never been afflicted with a poison ivy outbreak, it's awful. It is awful. There's no relief. It's like the chicken pox and fire ants and I don't know what, all wrapped up into one. And once it starts spreading, you just can't hardly get rid of it. I have to go to the doctor and get steroid shots or get steroids just to get where I can get over it. And so I know I sound like a broken record, but for you guys out there who watch me, who follow our channel and who follow our family, just know this. I'm telling you, that Outdoor Hands poison ivy scrub is the way to go. And so I don't care. I'm not telling you, I don't care if anybody buys it, except for those people that need it. And if you know the kind of misery I'm talking about, if you've suffered that, you know what I'm talking about. If you'll go get you some of that poison ivy scrub, you'll never regret it, because it'll save you so much heartache. It is just such a godsend. So now that I've talked for 20 minutes about poison ivy. I have on shorts and no socks. I'm sure not walking across the field. I would have had on long pants, but out there I want you to see that's wild bridal wreath. A lot of florists use it to decorate with. We have it growing wild down here in the woods at the cabin. One of our beautiful spring blessings that God gives us. I'm also waiting for my magnolia trees to bloom, because that's my favorite bloom of all, is the magnolia. And lastly, as I close, remember to follow us on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Press that notifications button. Also keep up with us on Facebook and on Instagram. All of our channels go by Shepherding Outdoors. I'm going to let the frogs, the birds, and the crickets sing us out.